But first, we're going to begin with breaking news out of Romulus, where there has been a raid at the mayor's house. 7 Action News investigator Bill Proctor is at the scene right now. Bill, what's going on?
Here in the 36,000 block of Mario Ann Court, police officers have been here since around 5 o'clock this afternoon, apparently putting the mayor, Al Lambert, his wife Diane, and their daughter out of the house, saying essentially that the raid was underway. They have had control for all of these hours. They have been in and out of the house, apparently taking boxes with a search warrant that is still active. They're still waiting for even more members of the raid team. This raid, of course, underway and could possibly be looking for evidence that is tied to the corruption probe of the Romulus Police Department. You might remember early last year when Lambert told 7 Action News that the Michigan State Police probe that had been underway for 3 years would not result in charges, but had certainly upset a number of city workers.
This whole raid that occurred, Bill, I'm telling you right now, it was overkill. What I say is they were outright rude to our employees. They came in and said, we want this information forthwith. And they scared employees. I mean, really, they were very intimidating. There are people at the police department that don't like me, and there are people at that police department that don't like the chief. They're disgruntled employees. They're people that have been demoted for certain reasons. You know, you talked about a whistleblower act. I'll be honest with you, and I don't want to say anything wrong on, but I think the only thing being blown is smoke.
Well, obviously the smoke turned into evidence, and the Wayne County prosecutor acted on that evidence, charging the former police chief, Mike St. Andre, 5 detectives from the Romulus Police Department, and St. Andre's wife, Sandy, all were arrested. Now, the prosecutor alleged that the officers lied about expense reports, obstructed justice, took money from drug forfeiture funds of the department, and apparently put that money for themselves and used it for members of their family. And so at this point, the Michigan State Police still waiting for more members of the raid team. We could be here for a number of hours, and it could be a while before we know exactly what it is they're looking for and what kinds of records they confiscate. But they could also lead to charges, as the earlier raids did when the state police went to City Hall and the police department looking for evidence back then. Reporting live from Romulus, Bill Proctor, 7 Action News.
So, Bill, since you sat down with the mayor before, you think this raid might be tied to the police chief and him being raided and his home being raided?
Well, all of it could be tied in, but the fact of the matter is the Michigan State Police have been deeply diving into the Romulus Police Department and City Hall and its operations for years now. Yes, we know that in July of this year, those 7 people are going to trial. Whether or not this is tied is just not known to us, but it's very likely that a line is being drawn from the police department because the mayor of Romulus used to be a Romulus police officer.
All right, Bill, don't know how long they'll be out there, but I'm sure you're going to follow it until the end, and we'll have an update on Action News this morning. Thank you much, Bill.